I'm SJ.
I'm AJ.
And we the Connected Experience. Hey, bro, what's the Connected Experience?
The Connected Experience is where we take people from the same walk of life who took different paths, connecting with each other in hopes that they do business without us and continue to connect people. So what we got today, bro?
All right, so what's your book pick of the week?
My book pick of the week, I'm actually rereading currently The Fifth Agreement. That's one of my favorite books. I kind of do that from time to time to get a refresher. I was taking a few things personally in my personal life and my work life, so I said, let me read this book again because it's really not that big of a deal. That's how that person perceiving the day, and I'm not let that ruin me. So right now I'm doing the Fifth Agreement again. What about you?
All right, well, my book pick of the week is Prodigy Hustler by American gangster B.J. Chambers from the infamous Chambers Brothers drug gang. B.J. is originally from Marina, Arkansas. He came to Detroit at the age of 16, and he really came to Detroit because he was following a chick. Her name was Niecy. So he came to Detroit to follow Niecy, okay. And once he got in Detroit, he was introduced to the drug trade, and the rest is history. Law enforcement labeled him as one of the largest drug traffickers in the world, and the movie New Jack City, that was actually based on one of their buildings. But what a lot of people don't know about the Chambers Brothers is it was two separate organizations. BJ had his crew who ran with him, and his brother had his crew who ran with him. What was his brother's name? His brother actually got kicked out of the state of Arkansas because this Prodigy Hustler book that I read is just from BJ's account, but I read another book that actually detailed about all of them, like both of them. B.J. Chambers, a lot of people don't know, was actually a twin. He had a twin brother who died in a traffic accident. Oh, okay. So it's a great read. It's only like 260 pages or so. And B.J. Chambers, guess what? He a free man. He an American gangster. So we salute that. But if you ever seen New Jack City, that's where it came from. The Chambers Brothers, they did their thing on the east to the west, but it was mainly an east side drug organization. And the reason we talking about the east side, because who was the guest today?
Well, before we get to the guest, I do got a person you need to know. My person you need to know is Prince Vince from Prince Vince and the Hip Hop Force. They actually had a single in the mid-'80s and late '80s called Gangsta Funk, which sampled James Brown. Now, why do you need to know Prince Vince?
Yeah. Was that James Brown? Was that Flashlight?
No, they had the Gangsta Funk on the Flashlight, but then they had another single that sampled James Brown. Now, why Prince Vince is such a person you need to know, because back in 1989, when they released a maxi single, he was on Mercury Records. But Prince Vince is actually the first solo act to be signed to a major label in the United States, and he's from Detroit. And like our guest today, he influenced so many Detroit artists. So y'all make sure y'all get to know Prince Vince. Who is our guest today, bro?
So our guest today is real special with us because, it's like our favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? So today we got with us Esham. Esham, introduce yourself to the world.
What up, though? Excuse me, where I'm just coming down off some cold weather. But what up, though? My name is Esham Smith, straight off the east side. I'm kicking it here with SJ and AJ. Thanks for having me, guys.
And we appreciate that.
We appreciate you coming. So basically, what we gonna get into with you is 1996, Dead Flowers. Like, that's our favorite album of all time. Like, we tell people anytime we talk about rap, but we got a few Esham stories that we want to tell to just connect it where it makes sense. Okay, the first one is so Prince Vince.
That's actually our godfather.
That's our godfather. So one day we was 14 years old, so this had to be 96. Prince Vince takes us over Kid Rock house.
Because for people who don't know, Kid Rock got his in through Detroit with Prince Vince. Like,
Prince Vince took him to Jive. That's who actually took Rock to Jive. So this 1996, he take us over Kid Rock house, and we Kid Rock fans. As soon as we see Kid Rock, we like, yo, you ain't fucking with Esham, blah, blah, blah. Esham a millionaire. We 14. So Dead Flowers just had dropped. We like, Dead Flowers, blah, blah, blah. He like, Esham's website isn't even better than mine.
And we like, what
website? Like, what's a website? So he take us to the computer. He show us his website. He show us your website, but we still like, the fuck is a website? Like, we don't understand it. He actually call you because Vince like, call him. He call you and he like, yo, E, I got these young boys over here and they love you, blah, 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 blah. Then y'all talked a little bit, but he ain't like, let us speak to you or no shit like that. But like, that's what we thinking. He like, yo, we about to call him. Yeah. So that's our first Esham story. And then what's the second one?
So we used to be artists. Of course, our name was identical. And it was a show downriver. Damn, where was that at? This was like
in Allen Park.
It was in Allen Park, and we opened for you, but like you just had came, but it was taking so long and shit, and you all was sitting in the truck and shit. We was gonna introduce ourselves, but we just left, man, because like once it was just pandemonium for real. You know what I'm saying? So we like, we out of here.
So I guess we got 3 because we did an article on All Hip Hop because we are actually the co-founders of the College of Hip Hop .org, which is an entertainment app that helped teach the actual business side of the entertainment industry. And they asked us what influenced us in rap, and we told like, yo, we were only rapping because Esham is from Detroit, right up the street, and you tweeted it. You know what I'm saying? You tweeted like much love and respect. I got the tweet on my phone. I'll show it to you. You know what I'm saying? But
sure.
those was moments for us. So we got some stuff we want to go over with you, like just taking it back. So when did you first start rapping?
Well, I first started out, I was actually born in New York. And that's where I caught the whole hip-hop bug from New York, I was around in New York when Scott LaRock was around and KRS-One was doing their thing up in there. And I actually remember when Scott LaRock first got killed, you know what I'm saying? Because KRS was on the radio talking about it, And just, it was a special time, I was coming back and forth from New York to Detroit because, my grandmother and them stayed in New York, and that's where I was born. But my mother ended up moving to Detroit when we was like 3 years old. So in the time I was growing up from maybe like 3 to 10, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm traveling back and forth to from Detroit to New York, Oh, yeah, for sure. That's what's up. No, that was me, yeah. And, so that's where I caught the whole hip hop bug from, just the whole thing, with, MCs coming up, but coming from Detroit, at that early age, I don't even think people really realized what hip hop was at the time. So when we came back here, it was just fresh and brand new, and a couple people was doing their thing in hip hop. They was, trying to make maneuvers and stuff like that. Now, the difference in what I did and what people were doing was I stumbled up on, a way to create records that nobody was creating. I created something called the wicked shit. Yeah. And it was using dark imagery, and it was almost coming from a dark place. But if you grow up in Detroit, we was referring to these streets as hell. It was like really, it was really bad. You know what I'm saying?
Pandemonium.
Yeah, and I mean, and it still kind of is bad, but Detroit is a beautiful place. I'm not trying to dog it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we did grow up kind of rough. It was before the city got, start to redevelop itself and stuff like that. We was kind of those kids that grew up in them ashes. You know what I'm saying? And came up through that rubble. So we chose to talk about that, and we was talking about stuff that, at the time nobody was talking about it like that. We talked about religion, we talked about, suicide, we talked about the streets, And the way I was talking about them at the time, I didn't even realize, you know what I'm saying?
Right, the impact that it was having.
Exactly, and, while I was thinking I was creating a rhyme, I wasn't. I was actually creating a whole genre of music, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which later just blossomed into this beautiful thing that just kind of organically went all over the world, right from the east side of Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
So where are you at from exactly on the east side?
I'm off of 7 Mile and Shaner. Okay. So I'm like right there, and it's so funny, because like I say, when we were coming up, we didn't never, like, we wanted to get a deal and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That was our goals. But doing the kind of music we was doing and just speaking our mind and doing it the way we was doing, like, a lot of people, they wasn't with that. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't want to touch it.
Right, they didn't want to touch it, and, they basically was like, get the fuck out of here with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we basically had to just walk this long, hard road to some sort of success. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying?
Now, when you say we, the label was co-owned by you and your brother, right?
Yeah, so the we is me and my brother, and then eventually just, the neighborhood friends that I had, like TNT and Mastermind. Mastermind later on came when I was in high school, So I put out my first record, actually not put it out, but yeah, put it out. I made it when I was 13. That's when the Booming Words from Hell came out.
Okay.
With the red tape with the fire on it, you know what I'm saying? and I was 13 when I made it, and then we kind of like remixed it, you know what I'm saying, and put some more songs on there, and then dropped it again like 3 years later. But you know, from the time we dropped Boomin' to the time we dropped the re-release of Boomin', like, you know, when we changed the cover, we was learning the business, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't no handbook that we had to, you know, learn how to do all of these things. You know, it was basically getting a lot of doors slammed in our face, and, you know, a lot of people telling us to get out of here. We had no video, no radio play, no help from nobody. But what we did have was a hustling mentality, you know what I'm saying? And my brother, he graduated from the streets, you know what I'm saying? So he was just a couple of, you know, years older than me, you know, but we all grew up under the, you know, YBI, you know, institution, you know what I'm saying, of economics, you know what I mean? So that was in him, you know what I mean, to basically boom our records like a spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we basically opened up a spot with the first record we dropped, which is Booming Words from Hell. And that's why we call it Booming Words, because we was actually booming the words. You know what I'm saying? We was flipping words. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the whole Esham's dope hole comes into play. Like, this is dope. Like, we don't need to be on the radio if it's dope. Like, you know, if you got something dope, people gonna want it. You know what I'm saying?
Dope, go sell itself.
Dope, exactly. So that's where that whole slogan came in. And like, you know, just when we first put our first record out, it was a whole learning experience of getting doors slammed in our face. And, you know, man, I think we ordered up like 50,000 cassettes. You know, we didn't even know what to do with them. We couldn't get them in the stores or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just thought, oh, we got a tape out, you know, and, you know, we just had to learn the whole process, like, hands-on, like, and like I say, you know, it took us a minute to get our groove, but doing that, we didn't know, like, people was looking at us and like, dang, like, you know, studying it and, you know, like, kind of like bagging our play, because we always kind of been the underdog in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, that's just how we learned how to do the business, you know, just from that whole type of mentality. And we was kids too, though, you know, so we grew up in this, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm like I was a little kid, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was unbelievable for a little kid too, to be out there, you know, with such a strong mentality at the time. Like, it was shocking, you know what I mean, back then. Like, and you know, we had no idea the effect that it would have years later. You know, that's what I would say about the beginning processes of, you know, coming into the game, you know, from my first record, which was Booming Words from Hell. And then now, many years later, I'm on, you know, my 35th album or something like that right now, you know, but you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So, like, the EP, Homie Don't Play That, what made you paint your face like a clown? Like, what made you even come with the wicked clown shit? Like,
well, I mean, I got it from Damon Wayans. You know, he had they had a show called In Living Color. Homie the Clown was a funny clown, but he was ill, though, you know. You know, so the sketch was ill, and then inspired me to paint my face. And then, you know, that was what we was doing. Like, you know, we was like creating our own market and stumbling upon ways of marketing records and, you know, putting out different products. And we didn't know that we was doing this at the time.
Right.
So, you know, I had Esham out, which was Esham's Boomins, and then we got to put another record out. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to make up Homie then. So that's like a whole nother character that we introduced into the game. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, once I painted my face up, people didn't know whether I was white or black. You know what I'm saying? So they just gravitated towards it. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of used a lot of rock samples, and we went all over the place with it, and our audience grew. Like, I'm probably the only rapper that went pop. You know what I'm saying? But that's underground. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, my whole audience is like a pop audience, if you ever seen it. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, you put Boomin' out basically when you was 13, then a re-release when you was years later. So how many records had you released by the time you were 21?
By the time I was 21, I probably had like 15 records out.
15 records?
Yeah, something like that, maybe. I'm not sure of the other number, but when I was 21, I'm not sure what year it was, but I think Kill the Fetus was out or something. That might have been 13 or 14, the 14th record out. But once we started doing it, and it just started to catch fire, you know, and we stumbled upon something called direct mail order, direct marketing. And we were getting letters from all over the country and then even outside of the country. And we never even left Detroit. So we just opened up a business and started selling people stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I had never even left Detroit for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Before I even went outside of Detroit. But we never knew the impact that this stuff was having, but we knew we was selling a lot of records. You know what I'm saying? And we was even selling more records than people that had like major record deals. You know what I'm saying? Because we was dealing directly with the distributors, so we know.
Yeah, we really moving these units.
Yeah, so, you know, and then, you know, a lot of, you know, the game got saturated with a lot of the, you know, D-boys coming in and doing their thing or whatever. But we really was selling records. You know what I'm saying? You know, I respect the culture. You know what I'm saying? And I respect anybody that got to get out here and hustle and make their money or whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, we just was like, yo, we entertaining people. You know what I'm saying? And we had to keep it to on an entertainment level. Because if you see what they're trying to do nowadays, you know, they'll use your whole record as a transcript or something like that. So,
Against you, yeah.
But from the beginning, we just got fortunate that people understood that, yo, they entertaining. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we've been able to do for the last 30 years, you know? I lost my train of thought, but, you know, let's get it.
So out of your 35 records, what's your top 3 Esham albums and why?
Top 3, I mean, Boom and Words from Hell, of course, because, you know, Boom and Words from Hell was the spark in the forest that lit the forest fire, you know, and everybody that came in contact with Boomin' was engulfed in those flames. That's why that tape was on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, whether they was influenced by it or anything, like even the whole game to me changed after so many years. Like, you know, people were scared of the wicked shit. Now everybody all about it. You know what I'm saying? But they don't even know why they doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's how big it is. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know why they spitting like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, I used to get frustrated by things like that, you know, because we worked so hard and I felt like, you know, even Detroit was overlooking us. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, I used to feel a certain type of way about that. But now I'm like, each one teach one. And I'm glad that I could be somebody that people look at and say, hey, man, that's kind of fresh. I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So now I just look at it different, you know, and I'm just appreciative of all of it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Boom and Words from Hell would be number 1. What would be the next 2?
Boom and Words from Hell, Kill the Fetus would be my next one.
Yeah, that's his
favorite. And Dead Flowers, you know what I'm saying?
Kill the Fetus.
No, I mean, Kill the Fetus got us in so much shit, man. Like, dude, let me tell you, they wouldn't even sell Kill the Fetus in the store. Like, you know how you go to the store and see the tapes right there? Yeah. No, Kill the Fetus came under the counter in a brown paper bag like liquor. Like, they couldn't even show you the cover, dude.
Like, yeah, we
got it. It was ill. Like, and then it was like, you know, we did. I don't like to be the guy to say, yo, we was the guy to do this first or do that first, because I sound like, you know.
We'll say it for you because we always do.
No doubt. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, that it was just fun. You know, Kill the Fetus, the cover was crazy. And this was before the internet. You know, we came in before the internet. So, you know, we kind of early on knew that if your records looked a certain way and sounded a certain way, that people would, once they saw them, pick it up in the store. You know, that's how our record looked. Like, you went in there looking for something, and then you seen Kill the Fetus and said, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah,
let me
like,
see that. What the fuck? Yeah. And, you know, it might have threw you off with the imagery or threw some people off with the imagery, but once you really got inside the records and, you know, inside of some of the things that I was doing, there was some messages in there, and you got something out of some of these records that I was putting out while I was trying to entertain people. I wasn't necessarily, you know, out there on some, you know, advocating drug use or doing this or doing that too much. It was just, you know, all over the place, you know.
So kind of like a shock value, like this cover is so shocking, but I want to hear what this person has to say.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, out of those 3,
now he got to talk about Dead Flowers. He said that was number 3. We can't let that go, man.
Okay, and Dead Flowers, you know, I mean, this was before, the titty bar music. Like, that was the first. Like, I don't want to say Atlanta, y'all all on the style. Like, we was the first to do a lot. And I ain't just saying me as a rapper, Esham, but I'm saying the city of Detroit. Like, people take our style and run with it.
It's happening currently too now.
All the time, but it was like, Detroit players was the first to ice the rollies out. Like, all that stuff is like some Detroit style. And, I hold it near and dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I just, I don't get mad at people, like I say, emulating people from Detroit, because people should take all that as a compliment when somebody, kind of nibble your scribble a little bit or whatever.
So, like, me personally, like, I felt like Dead Flowers was the perfect mix of, like, wicked shit, Esham, and then it showed, like, the hustling side of Esham, which was the real East Side shit, because that's when you said it, East Side hoes and money, you know what I'm saying? So when you was making Dead Flowers, like, the song Food Stamp, could you give us a backstory on that? Like, that's getting mail. Like, what was you thinking when you was putting that together?
I mean, we out here, you know what I'm saying? We on that Detroit shit, man, heavy. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know what that is without incriminating myself and anybody else, but we was on that shit heavy, and all my friends, they in the business. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? For most of the people on the streets in Detroit, some of the biggest players in the city, they just respected me because they was like, "E got hustle, man. Don't be out here in these streets." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they respected my grind, and a lot of them knew I was getting money like them, but I'm selling these records, so we all had a camaraderie, you know what I'm saying? And we still do, you know what I'm saying? So that's what's up.
Yeah, so that kind of brings us to our next question. It was a song with the Cheddar Boys, Street Lords, and Baby and you. Ooh. How did you end up on that song?
Street Lords, them my guys, you know what I'm saying? And all of them, I mean, Blade was over there, Wine was over there. I mean, all the Street Lords was over there. But the manager of the Street Lords, his name was Yacht, at the time. He called me up, and we used to hang out all the time. He actually stayed by me down, I stayed in Indian Village, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he stayed down the street from me, so we used to just kind of kick it. And they was telling me, they was like, "Baby coming to town." You know what I'm saying? And we got him on the song. He was like, they was like, "Come through." And actually, I had a verse on there, but I think my verse was so ill, they took it off. Because, I was, like, at those times, like, I ain't gonna say I was immature, but I just ain't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'd make up an ill-ass rhyme and then just be like, "Yup, that's it," But they just used a piece of my rhyme and shit, But my full rhyme is somewhere out there on the mixtape on one of them. You know what I'm saying?
It's like an extended version.
Yeah, but they just used a piece of it. But that was fun. Baby was in there, and he did his thing. I mean, I got an ill story, but I don't even want to say it about Baby. You know what I'm saying?
Man, tell the baby story, man. Tell the baby story. Yeah.
Fuck it. All right, I ain't gonna lie. This real, right? So. Hey, no offense to anybody. Nah, so we over there and shit, and Street Lords, they all on that shit. They basically, on so we go, see if Baby go give us some work. You know what I'm saying? So they want some work from Baby, but they was just talking and joking about that. But anyway, Baby came through, and they paid him, you know what I'm saying? I think, he got some racks, man, maybe like 30 racks for that verse he did, you know what I'm saying? And me and Baby and then Yacht was up in the studio, you know what I'm saying? And Baby was talking, and he just, he was iced out looking like Baby, before the Lil Wayne incident and all that shit, he was doing his thing, and he was like, "Yeah, man, we gonna party, man. We looking for some girls. We looking for some boys too." And I was like, "Well, what? What?" I say, "What?" I say, "Nigga, I hope you find that shit, nigga."
Yeah, because I can't help you with that, my baby.
Hey, nigga. And then, me and my nigga Yacht just kind of looked at each other like, "Did this nigga just say that?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like years later, allegations and shit start coming out, but I was like, nigga, like I was right there. That's like if we in this room, like if somebody say some shit, you'll be like, "Whoa, nigga." That shit flew over my head, but I was just like, that's our little story and shit. I got mad respect for that dude though, to each his own, you know. If that's what you into, that's your thing, you know. But I just wasn't into that shit. I was like, ew. So, I ain't going to no parties y'all going to, nigga.
So another big release that we remember from real life was a Dice album, that first album, Neighborhood Shit Talking, right? So can you talk about that? Because you was actually the executive producer, right?
Yeah, you know, that was the thing. Like, you know, Dice was on, when he put his record out, he was on World One, and he put the 40 Made Me Do It out. Or So he was signed to them, and before I even worked with Dice, I went over there and talked to you know, I forget his Butch and Carl and them, and was like, yo, what's up? You know, I want to do something with Dice, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't going to fuck with them because that was their artist, and just ain't trying to step on nobody's toes, and that's the right thing to do, you know?
Right.
So I went over there and talked to them, and you know, they told me some things about Dice, and they was like, good luck, you know what I'm saying? Basically, they gave me their blessing, you know what I'm saying? So I say, okay, you know, and I end up doing it and shit. It didn't work out, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, honestly, Dice just didn't have the work ethic back then, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we dumped a lot of money into that record, you know, like 60 G's, you know what I'm saying? And he just, you know, like, did not want to promote it and do nothing. So I just was like, fucking, I got mad, you know, and I don't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even tell people I put that record out, you know, because it was like such a financial disappointment. But I got love for Dice and all that, you know what I'm saying? Years later, he dissed me and shit, but it's cool. But I was just like, nigga, hey, diss your father, don't diss me. Nigga, I did more, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's my money, you know, but other than that.
Since we talking about Dice, two songs that really stand out is Bitches Hate Me and Torture. Now, when y'all on Torture, it's a part that they blank out that you say. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you say what you say because it's blanked out, and I don't want to assume, but I know what you say. I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was like, you know, that was part of my immaturity. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I'll tell you that, because but I cleared it up. I blanked it out because I shouldn't have said that, you know, and I normally don't censor myself, you know.
Right.
And then
that's why it was a shock to us. Like, wait a minute, this nigga done blanked something
that's
out.
what I'm saying. Right. And I'm censoring myself. That's when I start getting conscious, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, even back then, dude, a lot of those rounds are just unconscious thoughts, man. Like, you got to think, I recorded 75% of my life. Like, you know, I'm just recording, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, my whole childhood I'm recording. So even when I blinked into them words out, I might have said something crazy about Tupac in that song. And when I was listening to it, I was like, nah, we ain't going to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, you know, even at the end of the song, I was like, free Tupac. You know, it just didn't make no sense. I was contradicting myself. And, you know, and I'm glad I took it out. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you.
Nah, it's an urban legend that before Pac signed with Death Row, that your brother actually went and met with him and was going to try to sign him to real life. That's not true?
No,
that true?
I went to Death Row.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And shit, I got some stories about that. Like, you know, y'all know Pac's whole style changed, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, Pac, okay, my Death Row story is I was trying to get on a Chronic tour. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, you know, I had a homeboy that worked for Death Row, and he was like, I used to do business, like, you know, I got all type of aliases and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I was my own manager, so I'm like, yeah, I'm Ajax Stone. You know, that was my name. You know what I'm saying? So I was calling as Ajax Stone, and I'm talking to this dude, and I'm like, yeah, I got Esham, you know, he blowing up and shit. You know, I'm finagling. You know what I'm saying? And he like, well, I'm like, he need to be on the Chronic tour, you know? And he was like, well, shit, man, we got a spot. If you can be in California tomorrow at 10 o'clock, you know, I can get you a meeting with Suge Knight, you know? And I'm like, who? Suge Knight, he works for Death Row, he runs this motherfucker, you know? And I'm like, all right. So I was there the next day, you know, but they wanted me to bring some cheese and shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I went down there and met with Suge. I got the meeting and stuff, and nobody wanted me to go, you know, because all these horror stories to her, you know what I'm saying? They was like, and I was 19 at the time when I did this. This was when I was 19. Nobody wanted me to go. They, you know, said them niggas down there killing, slapping niggas and all type of shit, robbing niggas, whatever. You know, but we was trying to get on. And at that point, we wasn't touring like that. You know, we didn't have no connections and we didn't even know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we were just trying to get our foot in the door, you know, and we were trying to do anything to, i.e., get on, you know, and we trying to get on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So end up flying to California, got the meeting with Suge, and sat down and talked to him. You know, everybody was, you know, scared of Suge for good reason. Like, he was the biggest dude I ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, like, he looked like that wall right there, that black shit. Like, that was just Suge. You know what I'm saying? But, dude, he was one of the coolest dudes I ever met in my life, though. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what I'm saying. Like, you know, I got a pit bull. He might bite somebody, but he ain't gonna bite me because he cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's how I looked at it. You know, even like in Detroit, you know how, you know, you got peoples, you like, oh, dude, a monster, but that's my man. Yeah, that's my man. Yeah, you know, so anyway, went to go meet with Suge, took him the whole catalog. You know what I'm saying? Big brick of CDs, you know, like a box of them bitches. You know what I'm saying? Each different and shit. And me and Suge in there talking. He's like, damn, he looking through that shit. He put the shit in his desk and shit. He was like, damn, I'm gonna show Pac this shit. And then he like, dog, y'all want a record deal or something? I was like, nah, man, I don't need a record deal. No, sir. You know, he like, well, what? You know, he was like, dog, if anything I could do for you, I'm gonna help him. Like, he was like, I love to see young black dudes getting money, man. I'm, you know, despite what people say about me, you know, he was like, man, I'm a genuine person. And I believe that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I got from him. And, you know, we did our business, and I was on the Chronic tour. It was coming to Michigan. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, Governor Engler was here. And Governor Engler stopped them from coming to Michigan. He called and canceled the whole fucking show. They couldn't come and play at the Palace. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg couldn't come here. Only time they got to come back and go on tour like that was when they signed Eminem.
Yeah.
They didn't even go in no, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the time, they had the plug with the Palace, and I had the plug with Suge, and I was on that tour, and we had Sunshine blowing up on the radio. Yeah. I was like, these little dots were starting to connect. But being that tour got canceled, and basically, you know, the governor canceled it on them. And, you know, I ended up seeing Suge again because he was like, man, come to Atlanta, you know, I got to talk to you. And that's when he told me the tour got canceled because he was like, man, y'all got a fucked up governor up in there. You know, he trying to ruin shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he scared of motherfuckers coming up in there and shit. And I was like, damn. And I was like thinking, damn, what about my cheese? You know what I'm saying? So he gave me my cheese back though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying though? And he was just like, you know, we was trying to connect and do some business like that, but, you know, it was just all good. You know what I mean? I know, you know, he slapped a lot of niggas, shot some niggas, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Suge helped a lot of people though. Like,
exactly.
I'm happy you shared that story because that's more of a positive story about Suge, and we're gonna make sure like a lot of people hear that story because you don't hear too many positive stories about Suge.
Yeah,
you know
I mean, you know, some real shit. Despite what he might have did,
he had to do that shit.
Yeah,
though.
But I mean, if he ain't do it, you wouldn't get the Dr. Dre's, you wouldn't get the Snoop Dogg's, you wouldn't, none of that. And he was the one that. The reason you hear some gangster shit on the radio now is because of Suge. Right. They wasn't playing that type of music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He kicked them doors down for people to be getting paid now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah.
So, you collaborated with ICP a lot, you know what I'm saying? Well, actually, you introduced us to ICP in a sense. And then, so boom, one of my favorite collaborations that you did with Violent J is Chop Chop on Beverly Kills 50187. Okay. You made that beat?
No, Mike Clark made that.
Mike Clark made that beat. So like when y'all, do you remember those? Do you remember that session?
No, I do. I mean, you know, they called me up. I mean, at the time, you know, it was more or less that boom and flame. You know, they caught the bug. You know, they would always ask me to sign them. Always. And I was like, dude, I ain't signing you, man, because, you know, people look at that shit different, like you get adopted and like you ain't got to work and shit. And like, I'm like, nah, man. So I used to always say, you could do this shit yourself. You could do this shit yourself. And distributors, you know, they used to emulate us so much, you know what I'm saying, the distributors would call us and be like, is this y'all record? And we like, nah, that ain't our record. That's these guys' record, but give them a call and shit. And he told me one day, he was like, yeah, man, the distributor told me that he talked to y'all and y'all told him to call us and pick our record up. He was like, that was cool of you, man. And he was like, I don't know if I'd have did that for you.
He said that to you.
But that's real. I'm saying,
you know what I'm saying? He said that shit to me, and I was like, but that's just the difference between me and you. Right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that collaboration was dope. You know, we, like I say, you know, for whatever it's worth, ICP work hard out here. You know what I'm saying? They keep the genre of the wicked shit going. You know, they push it forward, and we all just still getting money out here, and it is cool. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely could think of two labels when it come to mind that definitely use your formula, and one would be ICP label, and the other would be Strange Music. I think that they like kind of seen what you was doing. Well, they seen ICP seen what you was doing, then Strange seen what they was doing, and like took it to
it's
another
a trickle down
level.
effect, you know. But so how I look at that is this: like, this whole music genre that was created came from a seed. The booming words from hell would be the seed that grew this whole tree into what it is. You got many branches of it.
Yeah.
Even 3-6 Mafia, I'm not taking nothing away from their success, but it all stems from this shit called the wicked shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you know, if you want to call something trap music or give it a name, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know, it's just the acid rap shit. And that's cool, man. That's what we supposed to do. You supposed to see something successful and do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, the more the merrier. I wish more people come and look at some success, because I do. I look at successful people and try to surround myself with positive and bright, intelligent people, and you know, I learn from them. You know, and that's what you need to do in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right.
So, out of anybody living, who would you like to collaborate with?
Living shit. Right now, I don't know. Let me think.
Okay, well, let me ask you this while you think on that. Is it any music with you and Brother Lynch?
No, there's no music with us.
Why not, though?
You know, we just never got around to doing none. You know, it just never happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I never even met Brother Lynch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just be like we be on two different astral planes. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people, like, you know, I'm the most unknown motherfucker I know. You know what I'm saying? So I never think I'm nobody. So like I don't know no famous people. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like hear no stories of no famous nigga like, yeah, busting booming or something. Like, they don't even do that shit. They still scared of that shit to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So yeah, like it just never happened. You know, I've heard his music and stuff like that, and that's cool that he's still out here doing this thing, but it never happened. I like Brother Lynch, some of his stuff.
Who was behind like the actual marketing idea of Judgment Day and Night and picking those tape colors? Because when you had
that was Dead Boy. That was my brother.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, at the time, you know, before he went and got incarcerated, I mean, he was a marketing genius. You know, this was before people even knew what was going on, and I think that's what drove a lot of people to look at our blueprint was some of the designs he was coming up with, the way he was doing that shit, just the way he was putting it in your face. I mean, I used to have to go to the bank with Esham the Unholy on my checks, and I was like, dude, stop putting that on the checks, man. They looking at me crazy up in here, dude. You know what I'm saying? They like, Unholy? What are you
like
doing?
that's his last
name. I don't know. Then I have to explain that shit. Oh, yeah, you know, you in the entertainment business, you know.
They like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Nah, they knew. They seen me all the time. I was in that bitch skipping it. After that bitch. But yeah, it's good times though. But somebody I would want to work with, I mean, I don't know, like living right now, I don't know, but dead, Michael Jackson, Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Prince. So since we're talking about Prince, what's your favorite Prince song?
I mean, it's so many, but of all times, International Lover by probably, you know, that's my favorite. You know?
That was definitely his go-to. He do that.
Yeah, he do that. When Doves Cry, I would pick When Doves Cry.
He got so many though, you know. I mean, yeah, Prince is definitely a legend and an icon. You know, people they sometimes they refer to me as a legend or something like that, but I don't refer to myself as that. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like I got one leg in, you know, and we just still pushing forward. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, right, but why wouldn't you refer to yourself as a legend when you could sit back and look at your career and look at everything that's carrying on? Like we talking about ICP, we talking about Strange Music, we talking about Face Paint. You. We talk about you still because you got the new single Hypothermia. We talking about you got the brand new tour, Did a Winter Tour that kicks off January 5th, 2018 in Detroit. So why wouldn't you consider yourself a legend when you sit back, when you see like an artist like Nelly drop Sweat and Suit on the same day, and then he got the two covers, and then you put the covers together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked about Judgment Day. Like, and when you see Pac drop a double album after you know that you gave Suge your whole catalog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you seeing stuff like this.
And Suge was like, Pac took the catalog up out of here when I seen him in Atlanta, and Pac was riding around L.A. bumping all that shit. And if you notice, his shit changed a little bit. That's all I'm saying. He went from strictly for my niggas.
Yeah, just hit him up.
Shit, yeah.
Not even hit him up. If you really want to pinpoint it, Blasphemy. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to pinpoint it, Blasphemy, you know, the imagery on Machiavelli.
That to me, that's hip hop. You know, like, and that was Pac's way of, you know, giving me a shout out. You know what I'm saying? And I met Tupac one time. You know what I'm saying? And I got a Tupac story because this was when I went to Atlanta to get with Suge to finish our business. You know? So I'm out there. It was me and T and T.
Yeah.
And I'm out there we out there passing out Kill the Fetus CDs. Plus, I was out there to, hook up with them and shit. So, we was balling and didn't know it though. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just doing that shit. Like, oh, don't everybody do this? Like, nigga, I had a cell phone. Ain't nobody had one. I was like, well, damn, I must be from the future. That niggas looking at me like, this nigga got a cell phone. Like, nigga should have to use my cell phone. Like, yeah.
You want to borrow that?
It's the new boy. But I got lost. But my Pac story. So we passing out Kill the Fetus and shit, and I think T got into it with Jalil from Houdini. Like, it was some funny shit. It was a hotel convention and shit, and the elevators was about to close, and T was trying to jump up in the elevator and go up one floor because it was a hotel party banking, And he was like, Jalil tried to stop him from getting on the elevator. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all know who that is, the nigga from Houdini, the black nigga. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, dog, he was on some Detroit shit, bowled up in there. Then he was a little salty about it when I seen him. He was like, man, that whole ass nigga Jalil tried to, stop me from getting on the elevator. It was just funny and shit because it was Jalil from Houdini.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm still passing out tapes, right? So T went his way and I went my way. We both work in the hotel, right? So I seen Tupac, and I'm like, oh shit, to go Tupac. And this before he signed to Death Row, him and Suge was talking about signing, and that's why he was down there and shit. And Pac was in there with like 50 niggas with bandanas on, you know what I'm saying? And they was running through the hotel terrorizing motherfuckers, man. And like he was really like, I seen that shit out. They was really petrified of these niggas, and for good reason. You know what I'm saying?
Right, 50 niggas.
Yeah, 50 niggas with bandanas and just acting wild. They just running through that bitch and tearing shit up. But so I ran, I rolled up on him, was like, yo, dog, check this out, and they was like, oh, I'm straight, man, I got my own groups and stuff, I'm good, man, I say, damn, nigga, we had a convention, everybody is passing shit out over here,
Yeah.
So I just was like, oh, man, fuck this nigga, whatever, right? So I seen MC Breed and shit, and Bree was like, oh, hey, what's up? You got some kush or something? I think we had some kush or some shit. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to smoke. And that nigga Pac was like, oh, you got that weed from them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Right. So he seen me again. He was like, dog, I ain't mean nothing by that, man. I'm stressed out and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, keep doing your thing, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was just like, all right, that's cool. Like, he wasn't trying to be a whole ass nigga, but, yeah.
He heard about that weed and doubled back.
Yeah, he doubled back. And it was all good, but that was my Tupac story, like without actually seeing Tupac in the flesh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we was actually like in the same spot.
Now, being that you had such an extensive catalog, like what album of yours you really seen shaping like your career and making an impact besides Booming? Because Booming, the first one, but then when did you know, like, wait a minute, we really, really, really got something?
I mean, just being able to, it's not even one, it's just anything now. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever we do, people like it, and that's when I knew, like, okay, well, it's not one particular thing, because even, like, it's just the stuff I did with ICP, it's just, it's so massive, you know what I'm saying, that it's hard to even understand why people like the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or what particular point they came in to this, or how they even
got here.
Entered. Like, there's so many different avenues that bring you into this. So
okay, so with that being said, what would you count as your biggest musical accomplishment?
My biggest musical accomplishment would be sitting back and seeing the success of others and seeing my work inside their success. Is my accomplishment. Like, I can sit back and say, well, damn, look at that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I could see the influence, and that's would be my biggest accomplishment. And, just living well. You know what I'm saying? And just being in good health and being, in good mind and having some common sense out here, man, is my biggest accomplishment.
Okay, so tell us a little more about the tour before we wrap this up. How long you gonna be on tour?
This one is for a month. We'll be out here for 30 days, but then we got February off, and then we back out there. So we got 60 days of this. And then we just started up again, man. I'm focusing on my show because, we did talk about a couple of tour stories where I wasn't touring and all that. So now it's more or less about me bringing a good show to a town and and letting them see some wicked shit up close and personal, and really see what they've been hearing about. You know what I'm saying? And that's what my shows are about. You know, yeah, you gonna come out and hear some out cold rhymes, some bitches and hoes and motherfuckers thrown, but it's all in good context, and I keep it hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's all entertainment.
So we from Inkster. Do you got any connections to Inkster?
I do. I mean, I partied out in Inkster, you know, all the time. I used to go out there to that record store. What was it, Puffer Reds or something like that?
That's an Ipsy.
That's
Okay.
an Ipsy.
But E&B is an Inkster, and we acquired that from Eric.
Yeah, for sure. And that was my man. But that's just what I'm saying. So that's how I kind of came in the game. Like, I was always talking to the boss of somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it was I was talking to the owner of the record store, and man, we've seen this game go from, you know, Harmony House having 1,000 stores in America to closing every single one. Yeah. So imagine if you got 1,000 spots. Now, they done closed all my spots now. Like, it just, the internet and just the game just changed, you know. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to change with the times. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what helps me out today, you know. And just understanding what's going on.
So how do you feel about streaming? Do you feel like streaming is helpful or hurtful to what you're
it's
trying
helpful
to do?
because it's the way of life. You know, it's the future, and, you know, you got to accept it. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that'll hurt you if you don't accept it.
If you don't move on with the times.
Yeah, exactly.
So talk about your new single, Hypothermia.
Hypothermia, just trying to bring it back to some live instrumentation, you know, trying to just have some fun with it. Everybody being too political or too serious right now, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to take people away. The dead of winter is about, you know, it's too cold to do anything, so you want to sit in the house and listen to some good music, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a Christmas album or nothing like that, but it's some out cold shit on there that you can chill out when in the season, and, you know, when you ain't trying to go outside and slip and slide, you can, you know, hear these tunes, you know, and it's some wicked shit, so yeah.
Okay.
All right, another song that I want to talk about is off of, you had used on the intro, Dear Flowers, Lord Magi. Did you get hip to him? Because Chris Webber used him. Was that after you used him?
Do you know Lord Magi is Maestro from Chaos and Maestro?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, so I was so let's just shout him out because yes, and he did. Chris Webber did use him. Like, C Webb was doing a record company and stuff, and he used to make beats for him, and Magi was Dice's producer too. Yeah. So that's how I kind of hooked up with all of them, you know. And when I went over to World One to talk about getting Dice out of his contract or whatever, to get him out of his contract, I met Magi, and we started working, and we became friends and stuff. And, you know, he made some beats for me, and that's what that happened. Later on down the line, I think he got into the church and started doing church music and stuff, and more power to him. And I don't think he deal with the hip-hop stuff as much. It might, you know, be on a different level on some positive stuff, because this stuff will take a toll on you if you don't really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
It'll consume you, you know, if you just can't separate yourself from the music sometime. But that's how I met Lord Magi is Maestro from Chaos and Maestro, the, you know, Detroit legendary hip hop group that started.
That's dope. We did not know that. I had no clue.
So we was trying to connect and keep the unity going even back then, you know, and just trying to work and build with our own brothers in our own backyard. So that's what all that was about.
So being around the time like of the hip hop shop days, like you already established you dropping records, and like, so would you frequent the hip hop shop because you could actually rap? So
yeah, I used to go up there and know all those guys. This was the funny part about us all getting into it. Proof and all of them went to my high school. We all went to the high school together. Yeah, Proof and them used to be outside my shop class doing the kid and play dance, talking about do I need dances? Yeah, R.I.P. to Proof. That's my man, you know. Yeah. And we got into it, you know, and later on down the line we squashed our differences, you know, and
that's a good
it was silly, you know, to be honest with you, you know, while we was all just battling, you know what I'm saying, and we were just on some battling shit for no reason. And we met up at a bowling alley, and he was like, man, we wasted a lot of time, you know, just doing that, because we could have been taking over the fucking world, you know what I'm saying? But you know, the powers that be, you know, he was finally waking up, you know what I'm saying? You know, he just woke up too late, man, before, you know, he saw something in the end of his days that made him say, man, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And we both apologized to each other, and that was that. I think, and that was that, though, you know. And I used to help them out and go up to the hip-hop shop. Like, dude, like, no matter how much money I ever made, I always just stay humble and just, I'm gonna treat you with respect. I'm gonna treat you like a man if you treat me like a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just where I come from. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what you got or the materials is nothing. You know what I'm saying? So back then, even before they had records out, dude, I'm driving up there and Beamers and all type of shit to the hip hop shop, jumping out on Chrome. Like, what up, dude? They go to my high school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I didn't know that, you know, they might have felt some kind of way about that, you know, and just like, you know, when they finally got a chance to touch some money, you know how people be, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, bitch, we get money too. You ain't know they want to get money. So it was a whole, you know, ego thing and, you know, just unnecessary, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, you know, and RIP to Proof, you know.
Yeah.
Life after death. Like, what made you put TNT and Mastermind together? Because they both had really distinctive voices. So, what made you what made you create Nodis? What was going through your mind when you
T was not a rapper. Like, T did not want to rap ever. You know what I'm saying? I used to have to make T rap because he just my boy. You know what I'm saying? We just hanging out. Me and T we grew up like second grade. You know, we was in second grade together. You know, and he just was my boy, and we was just always doing that. Mastermind later on came in the picture when I was in high school, and that was just because because I went to Osborne, right, on South Bala Hoover. It was always a rumor about a famous rapper that went to our school, but nobody thought it was me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going to class. You know what I'm saying? I got my goddamn G. I mean, my fucking high school diploma, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm getting my shit. You know, niggas dropping out like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting my shit. You know, I got all that shit, you know, but... You know, some days they'll think it was me, other days they didn't, because, you know, some days I might be fresh, other days I don't care, you know, just, but it was funny though, but most of my counselors and stuff knew, and they respected that shit. They just was like, damn, you know, it was, because it was harder to put a record out back then, you know what I'm saying? So that was a achievement, you know what I'm saying, even for them, like, and I didn't know that they held that, you know, like, damn, you did that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm just like, what's up?
And again, like, that's why you should refer to yourself as legendary. You know
well,
what I mean?
You know,
you just got to say it once. Like,
yeah,
I'm
you lay
legendary.
the blueprint for legendary. Like, you got to think.
It always sounds better when somebody else says. So I'll leave it at that. I'll be like, thank you for your kind words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
we get that
for sure.
So before we get up out of here, go ahead and get your social media.
Hold on. How was it when you work with Kid? You work with Kid, the producer, like Kid, our homeboy.
No, know Kid, the man. I mean, Kid, you know, he one of the best in the business. You know, and you know, it's just like anything else. We all out here, and I always try to keep some type of bridge or some type of unity with my brothers that's doing this in the struggle of the hip hop struggle. You know what I'm saying? So. You know, Kid just like anybody else that in my neighborhood that I got love for. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, you know, he'll throw me some tracks and, you know, I'll use them. And Kid we all just keep it moving, man. And if something popped for us, because we all wanted to pop like Atlanta style. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it will, you know, one day, you know, because I believe in that, you know, and I wish him well, you know.
And what's your connection to Filthy Rockwell?
That's my homie, you know, just like, you know, that's another one of my brothers, you know. I take a liking to people, man. Like when I think they creative and talented, and I always try to tell people to check them out. You know, Filthy Rockwell, one dope producer too. You know, he produced for Slaughterhouse, Big Sean, everybody, man. You know, he produced some platinum hits, and you know, he not to be slept on. Filthy Rockwell is an up and coming producer, and you know. Designer and all that shit too. You know, he be doing all type of shit.
He be
you know what
I'm saying?
Filthy. But that's just what I'm saying. We all on that stuff, you know, and I wish my brother well. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so go ahead and plug your social media, anything you want to plug or anything you want to let the people know before we get up out of here.
Well, you can always hit me up on Facebook. You can hit me up on acidrap.com, you know, just like Chance the Rapper made Acid Rap.
Yeah, but you know what? I heard he gave it up to you, though, for that.
No, he did. I mean, you got to.
You got to. Yeah.
You know
but, you know,
saying?
A lot of people, because, you know, at first, before we get up out of here, they was trying to say the Grave Diggers created horrorcore, and it was like, they didn't, bro. They was signed to Def Jam years after Esham had been popular.
It's back to the, you know, the flames. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was engulfed in the flames, man.
Talk about you being a chef. That's something a lot of people
like.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I just, you know, once again, you know, I do many things, you know what I'm saying? And cooking is just one of them. First of all, I guess I got tired of people giving me anything. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this is food. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, I like food. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like to eat well. And I just wanted to learn about it. And, you know, you don't got to go to school for it like I did, but I just, you know, I want to take it the extra step. You know what I'm saying? So I went and got an associate's degree at Le Cordon Bleu. I'm certified. I'm like Emeril Lagasse. You know what I'm saying? I'm like one of them dudes, man, that I dabble in all 5 major cuisines, man. You know what I'm saying? I could do all that. You know, Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc, you know, take a lady out on a date. It'll be nice and cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. But other than that, yeah, I'm chefing, man. I just do that because I only told people about that one particular thing because I just want people to know it's more to life than music. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do anything you want to do out here. You know, this is one of the richest country in the world. You know what I'm saying? So you should be able to do whatever, you know. Sometimes we don't tell our own people that, hey, man, you could do other stuff, man. It's many roads to success. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just got to travel that one road, you know? So that's just one road to success, you know?
Yeah. And one last thing, Real Life Productions, are y'all taking on new talent? Like, are y'all looking to put out, because Detroit is bubbling right now.
No,
you know
I feel that. And, you know, being that it's so easy to make a record nowadays, if we see something and we hear something, maybe we'll take an interest to it. But 9 times out of 10, people want to do their own thing nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So Real Life Productions is a record label that I put my records out through, but it's more of a brand. You know what I'm saying? We are a brand. When you see the Real Life logo, that's just for excellence. It's underground excellence, man. That's what that shit stands for. It's like standing the test of time, you know? And you know, it's a brand like fucking Louis, like Gucci. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Everybody can be a part of the brand, but I'm not going to put your records out unless, you know, you got a budget.
Say that's going back to that Dice thing. You learn from that.
Oh, yeah, you learn from your mistakes, but shout out to Dice, you know what I mean? And Dice put his own records out now, and he works hard out here, but, you know, at the time, I don't think Dice realized the opportunity that was before him when it was before him. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's all good.
I mean, that's most artists though. Like,
absolutely.
Then they learn the business and be like, damn, I kind of fucked that opportunity.
I mean, but it's okay. You can't, you know, expect to stand in a river today and then go back and it's the same river. You know, it's gonna keep moving. So you can't, you know, it's all good. You know, you learn from your mistakes. But hey, I wish him well.
Okay. So once again, you said acidrap.com, Facebook. You got the tour coming up. Hey, man, we appreciate you for coming out.
Oh, man, y'all the shit, man. Come on.
Yeah, man.
This
mean a lot to me. Like,
and we know that you don't really do too many interviews. Like,
man, you know, my manager told me I needed to get over here and do this one. So I'm up here, and she, you know, made sure she told me y'all was real intelligent and it's going down. So
we appreciate that, man.
That.
Yep. So how we go in this, bro?
I want for my brother
what I want for myself. Gia.